studying personally cannot be overemphasized. I cannot overemphasize it. If we come to the class like this and teach you and talk for hours, what we're talking about for hours took some people more than 10 years of research. And we just come here and tell you in just 30 minutes. And you think you have grabbed it, you won't really get the substance. It's not your note alone that is supposed to get it, it's you. So as you write down, then you go back and read the note more than 10 times. If it's going to be part of you, more than 10 times, you read it and read it, read it and read it. Then I must tell you that if you are going to make any headway in life, so to say, in terms of personal development and personal goals, you must have your own timetable for life. In primary school, secondary school, even university, they have timetable. Even at work, you have timetable. Because in primary school, you resume by maybe 8 or 7:45, you close by 2 or 3 or 4. Secondary school, you resume by so time, you close. University, you resume by so time, you close. At work, you resume by so time, you close. But in between those times, again, in the primary school, there is timetable, Abi. From 8 to 8:30 or 8:40, there's something. From 8:40 to so time, there's something. From so time to so time, there's something. So after closing, people don't have timetable again. They just do anything they like. No. It's about after closing again, it's supposed to have timetable again. If you don't have timetable, you don't be doing anything, be wasting the time. So you have to have, even after the lecture are finished and you are back to your hostel, you should have your own timetable for what you want to do. Time to cook, even time to eat, and even time to sleep, and time to visit your friend, time to go and gist self. So that if you have your own timetable, your friend doesn't have timetable. When it's time to gist, what do? You go and meet your friend. He doesn't have timetable. Now you gist, and then you go back. But if your friend doesn't have timetable, the time of your gisting is the time of your reading. So you won't meet him at that time. You understand? There are people that they want to become footballers. Don't know if you are playing ball here. You can play ball for exercise. There's time for exercise too. And it should not be too much if you're not going to be a footballer. But if you're going to be a footballer, in the morning you see them go for training. In the evening, they go for training again. And many times, they are always training. In fact, footballers I know, every morning, they will go for jogging. From jogging, they will go and play. They will go for training. In the evening, the same thing. Almost every day, they do that. So how much more those who are who are students? I was telling you about Louis Pasteur the other time. He developed pasteurization. I was talking about Robert Koch. This are also human beings. I was talking about Leeuwenhoek, who discovered what so the other time. I'll just give you the story, then we'll move on to today's lecture. He discovered the process of pasteurization. He's a French, I told you he was not a microbiologist. He was a French chemist. He was a chemist, chemistry. He was a chemist. People that are chemistry, people that are chemists. A biologist, someone that studied biology called a biologist. A microbiology person is called microbiologist. And a doctor is called a physician, like we were talking about the other day. Then you also have consultants, lecturers, and many other things. So he was a French chemist. And he was in his lab. As he was in his lab doing some experiments, France at that time, I say French, you know he's from France. Abi? So you don't go and say he's a French chemist. He's not saying all that thing. He's French chemist from France. Because France, they are French. So, in that time, France was a major producer of wine. Up to today, Germany is still #1 in wine production. Those of our friends who have come to Germany for research, they tell us that they drink like no man business. They drink because the thing is cheap. It's even cheaper than water itself. So they drink like no man business. But here, water cheaper than water. Yes, okay. In this Nigeria, water is cheaper than even mineral itself. Like this bottle now is 100 naira. But if it's mineral, it will be more than 100 naira. Maybe like 300 for this amount. But in France, if it is 100 naira, wine or this thing will be like 50 naira. So it's very, very cheap. Although maybe even cheaper than that. So in France, they were major producer of wine. But people that produce something, are they the one that will eat everything? No. If you say you're a major producer of yam, are you going to be eating all the yam? No, you take it to the where? To where? To the market. And they have to take it to other countries. At that time, they use, what they used to transport? Water. By ship. That time, the ship was not as fast as today. Today, you can use fast ship. Even as fast as ship is today, it still take time. Before any ship will land, it still take time. And that's why sailors can go for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, because you don't know what you meet inside on the way, in the water. So they will load the ship with wine, going to another country. Wine that they produce now here, they do everything, they check it, it's good, it tastes fine. When they load them inside the ship, before you get to the other country, after 3 to 6 months, it don't spoil. Abi? That's spoiled. So you get, it will spoil because of what? Fermentation. Microorganisms acting on it and acting on it, fermenting it. So it was a major problem in France at that time. So they are now saying, what can we do? What can we do? They have to refer to the people, the researchers. So Pasteur was not the only one doing research. Many people were doing research. Many. So Pasteur took it up. Other people too took it up. But nobody cares about who is doing whatever. It's the person that got the result that you are interested in. Is that okay? Yes. Nobody cares about him. Nobody cares. Remember those days in the undergraduate days, more than 20 years now. One of the professors, we are many now. Like now, I don't know that lady is called Ife. I just know that I just ask for your name and everything. I know that this is Damilola and there's another guy called Damilola, there's something like this. I don't really know all of you like that, even though I ask for your names. So, during lecture, the man does not know, he will just teach and go. So when the result come out, the man will just come to class and call, who is so person? Do you know what the person did? It's the one that got the highest. And he'll bring out 100 naira at that time and give the person in the class. Sometimes the man will say, we'll pay your school fees. We'll pay the school fees the next system. Just to encourage the student to do more. So what I'm saying is that people don't reward effort much as they reward results. So as I'm saying, many people were busy working on that research in France that time, but only Louis Pasteur got the result until today is the one that we know. So what did Pasteur do to solve the problem? What he did was named pasteurization. After what? After Pasteur. So you get, what he did was name pasteurization, that process. He was the one that developed it. What he did was that, okay, this wine, it's got spoiled. He now said, okay, he boiled the wine. He boiled the wine. You know that boiling kills what? Microbes. So he boiled the wine. When he boiled the wine, truly, after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, the wine did not spoil. But what happened to the wine? What do you think happened to the wine? What? It loses its taste. That means you've gone to read, have you? You didn't read. Who have gone to read pasteurization, as I said the other time? Nobody. So the wine lost taste. So how many of you here now? We say this is Coke. The one you take it is black like Coke. You take it, it's like water. And you say, which kind of Coke is this one? You just go now, you buy Coke. You now give you say, this thing no taste like Coke. What kind of this one is that? And the following day you go and be buying it. That will be the last time. That will be the last time you buy it. So, Pastor had to go back to the lab. That means they've not gotten solution. And that is research. Negative, is it not result? It's result. If it's positive, the important thing is result. You understand? The important thing is the result, not whether it's positive or negative. You did an experiment, everybody is getting that is positive, it's contaminated. You do your own, it's not contaminated. You report what you see. That's what we call research. And we have so many cases that even when you go on, you look. So pastor heated, boiling. And then, what happened? Pastor now heated the wine. You know, initially he heated to boiling. The wine lost taste. Now he heated the wine below the boiling point. He didn't allow the wine to get to boiling point. He didn't heat to boiling. He heated below boiling point for 30 minutes. It's not forever. Just for 30 minutes. Below the boiling point. He didn't allow the wine to boil. He just applied some mild heat. So they check again. When they heated to that point, do you think you will say no? It will heat to that point in the lab, just small something, heat it, and then leave it. After 1 month, you will check. 2 months, you will check. 3 months, you will check. 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, you will check. Before you now report to the public. And that is what we call journal articles. You do a research, then you publish it. So that everybody will know about it. Or that we call. So as I was saying, he heated the wine below its boiling point for 30 minutes. The wine did not spoil, and then they didn't lose its taste. And that settles the matter. That's how we came about pasteurization. That's what we use for wine up to today. That's what we use for milk. That's what we use for any canned food. Any canned food. In fact, people do it even in their homes. You pasteurize pepper now. Don't you pasteurize pepper? You don't know it's pasteurization. You pasteurize your soup, sir. Don't you pasteurize your soup? Pasteurize it. Just that soup, when you pasteurize it, your own case, you boil it. You boil it. When you boil the soup for some time, then you don't cover it. You leave it open a bit. And that's why in the night again, what do you do again? You repeat. You still heat it. Because when you open, you are pasteurizing, you now left it open, microbes will enter again. So, those microbes you have killed before, new ones have entered. So if you don't heat it again, the soup becomes sour. It will spoil, just like the wine spoils. So when you pasteurize, what do? You seal. You seal it up. If you have soup, that you do this thing, you seal it up, that air will not enter. The soup will stay for longer. You can stay for more than 1 week, even without putting it in the fridge. So that's that about that. Any question, please?